Well, yet another dangerous video topic here for all of us Vancouver Canucks fans. I say that because I'm recording this audio on the night of Thursday, December 18th. The video will be uploaded on December 19th, about 2.5 hours before the Vancouver Canucks playoff against Bo Horvat and his New York Islanders. It's going to be a fun game, isn't it? But ultimately, what I wanted to talk about in this video was not Bo Horvat, because unfortunately, I think the guy is injured. Is he? Yeah, he had a pretty unfortunate moment against the Anaheim Ducks last week, so best wishes to Bo and his recovery. But I wanted to talk about the team that in which Bo plays for the New York Islanders, because via an update from Bruce Garriock and the Ottawa Sun, turns out that Islander squad may be one of many teams that are checking in and in the mix for Vancouver Canucks forward Kiefer Sherwood. He has reportedly attracted interest from the Bruins, Islanders, Lightning, Stars, and Flyers. This was all from Garriock's recent piece earlier this week, and I think, just with this in mind, it gives us all the ammo necessary to dive into what a Kiefer Sherwood trade bidding war could look like. Furthermore to this idea, I wanted to shine a spotlight to a tweet series posted by Phil Kosher on Twitter. He's a New York Rangers fan, and he went out there and quoted what Brian Boyle said on the Up in the Blue Seats pod. Now, of course, it's Brian Boyle. We remember him from his NHL days years and years ago. He ended up saying this on the Up in the Blue Seats podcast: would Kiefer Sherwood change the dynamic of the New York Rangers roster if you could somehow pry him from the Canucks? He's a menace. I'm totally speculating, but for 1.5 years now, I've been like, this guy would be great on Broadway. There is a reply that I wanted to highlight. This was from Johnny Lazarus, who, of course, does stuff for dailyfaceoff.com. He quote-tweeted the Phil Culture tweet: I had a really nice conversation with Sherwood yesterday on the 16th at the Canucks' morning skate. Really good guy. Has the right attitude too, right now, after everything that's gone down in Vancouver, but he is an upcoming UFA. The forward group could use some of his speed. I'd be happy to see him in New York. And so this is a number of conversations all bundled up into one. You can talk about the New York Rangers, you can talk about their need for foot speed, you can talk about Kiefer Sherwood's very clear ability to add that. You could also talk about all the other teams that have been tossed in there into Sherwood trade talks as well. I do think that there are conversations to have about the Islanders and the Boston Bruins and the Dallas Stars, Philadelphia Flyers. Just from a reputation point of view, I could totally understand Sherwood fitting in with a Bruins, an Islanders, or a Flyer squad. Never mind the fact that freaking Rick Tocchet coaches in Philadelphia, but just the necessity for physicality, hard forechecking. This is the kind of thing that I think Patrick Waugh would absolutely love to have under his belt. You think about the Boston style? Yeah, okay, a physical guy who scores goals. That's exactly what the Bruins were able to cultivate out of some of these star players that we're seeing today. Morgan Geekie is a 50-goal pace goal scorer. And sure, Kiefer Sherwood is not going to get 50 goals. In fact, he might not even hit 30 at this point. He was on pace for 60 earlier in the year, if you didn't remember. But Boston definitely as one of the teams that is interested on Sherwood. It does not surprise me at all. That's the team that had Brad Marchand as the captain for a while. Getting a guy like Sherwood in the prime of his career, making such a cheap dollar amount, would add a really nice element of pace and scoring to that bottom six. Same could be said for the New York Islanders. You talk about the Isles and their ability to just get physical guys who block shots, who deliver body checks. I mean, Matt Martin, Cal Clutterbuck, you name these double alliteration guys who are super physical and fan favorites on the island, and you can understand how Kiefer Sherwood could fit in there too, despite the fact that he doesn't have an alliteration name. And then you talk about the Philadelphia Flyers and Rick Tocchet. Oh boy, Tocchet being interested in getting one of his guys one more time. Yeah, there have already been conversations about potential Canucks and Flyers trades because Rick Tocchet would be interested in coaching some of these Canucks players, surprise, surprise. And he's already got a few of them. I mean, he got Yogi Sveshkovsky from Vancouver brought onto the Flyers coaching staff. Noah Juleson followed Tocchet over to Philadelphia. There were trade rumors linking Quinn Hughes back over to the Flyers. And then you can talk about this Kiefer Sherwood thing too. I mean, yeah, Quinn Hughes wasn't able to get Vancouver Matvei Michkov, but what about Sherwood? Could that go down? I'm being facetious, of course, but speaking about that Quinn Hughes, the idea of Kiefer Sherwood heading over to the Dallas Stars is super interesting to me, because I started seeing a lot of folks bring up the idea of, hey, Quinn Hughes is in Minnesota, he's in that Central Division, so why not send Kiefer Sherwood to a rival team in the Central to give Hughes a hell of a hard time doing his business in the playoffs? Because that's exactly what Sherwood did in the 2024 Stanley Cup Playoffs. Sherwood was a maniac going up against the Vancouver Canucks in that 6-game series 2024. Like, oh, if there's anybody that's going to go out there and stop Quinn Hughes from finally getting the wins that he wanted as an NHL superstar, why not have it be Sherwood? And maybe that's a petty way to think about it. I don't think anybody who is making these trades is thinking about it in that way, but I do still acknowledge the idea. I think it's fair to bring up, isn't it? Also, you talk about the Tampa Bay Lightning as a potential team for Sherwood. Yeah, that's the team that shelled out all those assets to get other guys like Barclay Goodrow, Tanner Jeannot over the years, so I am not surprised if a player like Sherwood is on their radar. Anybody who fits the mold of a physical goal scorer, yeah, it definitely fits the bill in my book when referring to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Although, the Bolts did get totally cheesed on a lot of these trades. I mean, Tanner Jeannot going for all the draft picks that he did from the Nashville Predators all those years ago, it's always going to go down as one of the worst trades of the decade. Could Tampa overpay for Kiefer Sherwood like that with the Vancouver Canucks? Who really knows? Going back over to the Rangers conversation as well, I mean, having Miller and Sherwood together, with Miller as the captain instead of Quinn Hughes, that tickles my funny bone so much. It just feels so weird to even think about that sort of a thought. But if it does end up going down where the Rangers express strong interest in a player like Sherwood, I think it'd be really cool to see what kind of options could be brought up from that. However, at the end of the day, I think when it comes to a Sherwood trade, for me personally, I don't really care where he goes. Like, I got no skin in the game here. None of the teams that I cheer for are heavily interested in Kiefer Sherwood and his services. The Canadiens and the Wings, they do not need a Kiefer Sherwood to continue along the rebuilding paths that they have started out for themselves. They're fine. And so, for Vancouver's sake, all I'm wishing for is that the Canucks absolutely maximize the value they get in a Sherwood deal. You don't have to treat the guy like he's got no trade protection, like you did with Quinn Hughes. You don't have to be wary on pissing off the agent if you send away Kiefer Sherwood in the same way you'd be worried if you sent away Thatcher Demko after signing his extension. If we are seeing all of these teams interested in Chief Keef, then oh boy, we better see some sort of a Tanner Jeannot-like trade return. Let's see Kiefer Sherwood get sent over from Vancouver for a young defense prospect, a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. That sounds great, doesn't it? It's probably not going to go down like that. If the Vancouver Canucks even get a first, I'm happy, but hey, getting a first and a second would be pretty cool too. With that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Kiefer Sherwood trade update? The bidding wars have begun, my friends. I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Where do you think would be the best fit for him? I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.